another uh, uh, theme. Okay, and the story is told from the perspective of Edgar, a teacher at the elementary school. Right from the start, things take a major turn when the trees and the class tries to plant all die. This sets the stage for a string of unfortunate events as the class pets, snakes, gerbil, white mice, and salamander tropical fish also made their demise. Edgar even recalls a puppy the class named after him that died of distemper. This sheer volume of death raises question about the coincidence and the whether something sinister is at play. So that was the question. As the story progresses, the absurdity escalates. The death of Kim, a Korean orphan adopted by the school, marks the turning point. And this is followed by the deaths of some of the students' parents and even some of the students themselves. Barthelme uses these events to highlight the apparent randomness and meaningless of death. It can strike at any time without reason or warning. That means after getting so many dead in the school premises, it was perceived by the by the perceived by the school children that it is normal and it is relentless. Anytime death may come to anybody without any reason, without any warning. That is the normal process of death. It means that the school itself become a metaphor for human society, where death is an unavoidable part of life. Okay, so the school became the metaphor of all human society, all human civilization, that death is very common. Death may come to anybody, anytime, without reason and without warning. That was the normal things in everybody's life. When Kim dies, the students wonder if there's something wrong with the school. However, Edgar dismisses the idea, suggesting that death isn't the societal problem. So, a school's problem will not create death, will not cause death to anybody or any. So it is not a societal problem, but simply an inherent aspect of existence that must be accepted. So Edgar says that actually death is very accepted by everybody, everyone in this world. So it is not a societal problem. Rather, it is a common realities of everybody's life. Barthelme's writing style is characterized by its brittle, ironic surface and his wit and manifest refinement. He doesn't shy away from unsettling readers and he finds meaning in absurdity. His stories often features authoritarian institution where the narrator directly addresses the reader or the interferes with the story's event. The technique adds another layer of complexity and challenges the traditional boundaries between the author, narrator, and the reader. Okay, actually, uh, that is the writing style of Barthelme's uh, short story. That is, reader will also take part, and narrator, and also the audience. Everyone will come together in a discussion to get the meaning. Meaning of what? Meaning of absurdity. So the school, but in school, Barthelme uses absurdity to create a sense of unease and confusion. Absurdity. So why? Why so many deaths are there? We know the reason of death of the orange trees, death of the snake, but we don't know the reason of other deaths. Actually, that creates the absurdity. That means absurdity is without logic. There is no logic. There is no reason of death. And by having so many deaths, Barthelme put the absurd idea that there is no reason, there is no logic behind all these deaths in the school premises. The constant stream of deaths combined with the narrator's detached and sometimes cynical tone forces readers to confront their own belief about life and life. Okay, so everyone, after this absurd idea, children got a meaning. Everyone got a meaning that death is very common. So that is the meaning in absurdity. So the atmosphere of the school, so many deaths of the school, and the deaths of the parents and grandparents of the school children. These are absurd. There is no reason. But with that absurdity, with those absurd things happening in the school premises, one meaning became clear. What is the meaning? That death is very common to everyone. So we should be ready. And also, everyone will die anytime in the school premises. And and okay, so the story doesn't offer easy answer or confronting platitudes. Instead, it presents a world where death is fundamental datum, a basic fact of meaning, basic fact of life that cannot be ignored or explained away. Okay, so what is the meaning in absurdity? The meaning in absurdity that death is the fundamental data, the fundamental unit of a life, and that death cannot be ignored by anybody else and cannot be explained with any logic, So that is the situation of this one of Barthelme's school. One of Barthelme's key ideas is that people often try to attach philosophical meaning to death when it's simply a set of words that don't make any sense. Sometimes, okay, the philosophically, that means children, then young age, then grow old, then death is a cycle, life cycle. Some critic will try to explain death in the philosophical perspectives, but Barthelme said, no, it is simply the set of words. Rather, don't make any sense. That means philosophical words doesn't make any sense relating to the idea of death. So the meaning of death is that death is very common and death is very natural. It cannot be explained with any logic, cannot be explained with some philosophical aspects. He challenges the notion that death must have some profound purpose or significance. Instead, he suggests that it is simply a part of human experience, that is death, a natural process that occurred without reason or explanation. Ultimately, the school is a thought-provoking exploration of death, meaninglessness, and the human condition. Through its absurd and unsettling narrative, Barthelme encourages readers to question their assumption about life and death, and to find meaning in the face of uncertainty. While the story may not provide easy answer, it offers a unique and challenging perspectives of the fundamental question that have plagued humanity for centuries. So Barthelme's work, including the school, remains relevant today because it captures the anxieties and the uncertainties of modern life. His stories reflect a world where traditional values and beliefs are often questioned and where meaning is often elusive. By embracing absurdity and challenging conventional narrative structure, Barthelme invites readers to engage with the complexities of the human experience, to find their own meaning in a world that often seems chaotic and meaningless. Okay, so that is the meaning in absurdity in Barthelme's short story, The School. That means all the things relating to the deaths, relating to the school's premise, deaths in the school premises, all are the absurd. But with the absurd things that Barthelme was put the idea that death is a part of human experience, death is a natural process, and death occurs without any reason and without the meaning. And that is the meaning in absurdity in Barthelme's short story, The School.